All right, so I'm back. Got a busy day today. One thing, gotta clean that because the wife will be driving it around lunchtime, because I'm going to have her car for we are going to install a backup camera with a hardwire kit so that it has parking mode. So if anything happens to the car while it's parked, it'll take videos of it and stuff like that. And it does come with this little piece right here in the center. I'll just show you. All right, comes with this so that we can set what level we want the battery to discharge. It'll protect the battery so it doesn't over discharge it. So front camera, got the rear camera right there. So we're going to be installing that on her car today, but because she can't see out of the rear view mirror of the Camaro, I'm just going to go ahead and clean it. It needs to be. After I get done with that, I'm going to take this bike and assemble it with all the parts on this bike. Now, behind your guys' back, I did get my new chain, my half-link chain, and I installed my 44 tooth gear. I'll tell you what, that thing's a lot easier to pedal than I thought it was, even one tooth difference. But anyway, that's another thing I'm going to do today, so it's going to be busy. I'm going to drag y'all along and we'll see what we can get done. All right, just took this for another spin real quick before I changed it over. It's a little easier to pull up, probably because I'm getting stronger finally, or the front end being 8-inch tall handlebars. A lot easier to pedal, obviously, with the 4416 versus a 45. But the 4416 might only be temporary, simply because I will run out of top end gear on a 4416 before I do on a 45. But the 45 is harder to get started. But that was also the gear ratio I ran in the pros. So I'm gonna have to train with one to work my way up to the other, which is fine. It has to be done anyway. So because I don't mind taking a bike apart, trying out another frame, if I don't like it, doing it again, I have zero issues with doing the work twice in one day. But it's to test a theory. For one, this one is a full aluminum 6061 T6 frame, a lot lighter. It's a Pro XL, so the front end is going to be about a ½ inch or so shorter than the front end, than the top tube on the Bully. Two things are good for that. Yes, I'm still out of breath. Two things. The longer front end would be good for pulling up and manualing jumps and stuff like that. The shorter front end, the shorter bike, be more for jumping and stuff like that. I kind of do both, depending on the situation. So, I know I can pull up really good with this bike. I can't remember why I didn't like the Supercross. I think it's because it was too short in the front end, but we're about to find out. All right, about 5 minutes later, I have the bike in pieces. Now, I can do, let me fix this, something I wanted to do for a while. I don't know the weight of my total bike together, but since this frame minus the seat is taken apart and they're both identical, you got their brake cable, seat post, bottom brackets installed with the cable and brake system, cable, seat post, and seat installed. The seat's not that heavy, but this is what I wanted to know. 12 pounds for this frame. 12 freaking pounds, right? I already did this because I was trying to make sure I could do it right. And you're going to be amazed by this one. Just over 7 pounds. That's 5 pound difference. Wait, hold on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 pounds. No, I'm sorry, 5 pounds, because this comes out to about 11, 9, 12 pounds. 5 pound difference. That's going to be huge on the racetrack. Now I'm just hoping that it's going to be comfortable enough for me to ride. So let's get this put back together. And because they are apart, I can have them lined up at the bottom bracket, fairly lined up. You can see straight through, and we can tell right off the rip the Bully is longer than the Supercross. So we will see how that works out. The stem is kind of out there the same. It looks like it'll be a little bit lower on the Supercross, which is fine. But it looks like the stem will put the forks out about the same distance. So even though the frame is just a little shorter, it may compensate for it. But I won't know until I get it together and ride it. You guys want to see something really cool? Check this out. Now, I had to take a couple links out of the Bully for the rear end to get the back tire closer, which also, I forgot to mention, will help pulling up on the front end also when you have the rear end closer. Okay, now I had to take a link out of the Bully. Now that I got this tire all the way forward in the cranks, I can take 2 links out. Okay, there you go. To be exact, instead of connecting here and here now, I'm going to be taking, well, I'm going to be taking this link off here, so it'll be back to here and here. Wow. Okay, I need to find my pipe cutter because this is entirely too long. I want to get it to sit a little bit lower than what it is. I need to get the pipe cutters for my ends of my handlebars. But the 5 pound difference between this and that is huge. The 44/16, I may have to go back to a 45 because it is almost too easy. So, and plus that'll be a benefit because I have, as you can see, my pads are moved all the way up as far as they can go, and they won't meet the side of the rim. So I really have no brakes right now. So putting a 45 on here may just put this tire back just enough to where I'll be able to use my brake pads. I'll find that out in a minute, as soon as I'm done searching around for things. Alright, so that's going to be it for doing the BMX bike today. That thing rides so nice. I don't even remember why I didn't race it anymore. I can't even come up with a reason. It's very comfortable, very light, very nice and easy to ride. So I got a very good feeling that I will do well on this frame. But I still have little micro adjustments of the handlebars I want to do. They're not quite where I want them. I mean, they're probably like maybe 1/8 of an inch off, if that. And then I have to go ahead and change out the 44 to the 45, if anything, mainly for my brakes to line up to the, to the side of the rim. So, but until then, like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all later when we do another project.